Right now, we're heading to the University of Buckingham in the United Kingdom. Security expert Professor Anthony Glees is with us. Professor, thank you for being with us from Oxford. Really appreciate your time. Welcome to the show.
Good to speak to you.
Tell us what you make of these rumours at this stage that there might be some talks, something to end the fighting.
Well, theoretically, it is possible that Iran has had enough. As you showed in those pictures there, Israel is basically knocking the stuffing out of the Ayatollahs and their regime. Very heavy hits, not just to the nuclear sites, not just to the military sites, the intelligence sites, the foreign office sites, but also now the state broadcasting service being blown up whilst it was actually broadcasting on air. And also the Ministry of Justice has been destroyed, which is really important because despite its name, it is the effective beating heart of the police state that the Islamic Republic of Iran is. So the Israelis are giving Iran a battering. And it could be that the Ayatollahs fear that unless they do some sort of a deal, they will be completely obliterated and overthrown. That's plausible. But I don't think that's the case, because I think that Netanyahu is hell-bent on totally smashing Iran, and any kind of peace offer from Iran would mean the Ayatollahs were still there. They would still one day be in a position to attack Israel with nuclear weapons if that was their plan. And just think how bitter Iran will be if it is humiliated and brought to the conference table. It won't turn them into a nice friendly regime. They'll become an even more implacable foe.
So you're right. So Israel, Netanyahu basically has them by the short and curlies and is going to make hay while the sun shines in his mind. What do we do in the meantime? Well, what does the West do? Anything? Or should we actually be, from the sidelines, you know, civilian casualties aside, kind of happy with what's happening?
Well, Lord Darroch, a very senior national security leader in the UK and former British ambassador to Washington, has said the moment is extraordinarily dangerous and that what's going on could get out of hand unless the fighting stops, the war stops, and that we need to do everything we can in Europe to persuade Trump without bullying him that he, who is the only person to whom the Israelis possibly might listen, to tell Netanyahu to chuck it in and to stop doing it. However, we know that Trump is not as strong as he would like to be. He hasn't been able to end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours, as he promised. He hasn't been able to stop the war in Gaza, a war, incidentally, that Netanyahu has not won. So he's not been a great success, and he seems to be dithering. Now, some people believe that BBC's Lise Doucette, very senior figure, she actually thinks that the Americans are complicit in all of this, and it's all been planned with America. And in the end, yes, the Ayatollahs will be destroyed. There'll be reverse engineering back to 1979 before the Ayatollahs took over. Now, we have to think very carefully what's in our interest. It's certainly in our interest to work together with President Trump if we can. It's also in our interest, to be perfectly honest, if the Islamic Republic of Iran bites the dust. We have had many, many years of trouble from the Islamic Republic of Iran. And if the rule of the Ayatollahs were to be over, we would actually be rather pleased. However, we're not at all content with the way Netanyahu is doing this. He got the bit between his teeth, and there would be a lot of public feeling, I think, that we were somehow complicit with Israel in allowing Israel to carry out its appalling war. Yeah, the war was started by Hamas. Hamas supported and trained and funded by Iran, no question at all. But the war isn't being won. What's being done to Gaza is unacceptable to most decent people. And there would be many people, and I think many Muslims in Western countries who would feel outraged if they thought we in the West were actually helping Israel. So the best thing for us to do, frankly, is to do nothing and watch and wait and be careful, because Iran has threatened to strike us, could strike us with terrorists, could strike us in our military bases in the region. So we must be prepared. But I would tell Sir Keir Starmer and President Macron, just sit tight.
Sit on your
Let
hands.
Trump sort this.
Yeah.